going to do is I'm coming out, I'm hand fighting, and I'm trying to get here. Okay? I want good control across his hips, his back, but I want to make sure that I'm close enough that if he starts to move away, I'm connected to him. Does that make sense?
Also falling out.
And the third thing that is important is I need to understand that I want to get him off of his heels. Okay? If I allow him to just sit on his heels, like if he really didn't want to move, all he has to do is cross his feet and just sit here, and it makes it really hard for me to try to get him up, right? I have to get him off his heels. So before he tries to post down or anything, I'm coming here and trying to start to elevate. Because my goal is I want to bring his hips higher than his head, okay? So initially, what I want you guys to do is we're not going to necessarily get into a sweep at first. I want you to come out, get into position, really work on starting here and coming in, right? Get into position, hand fight a little bit. If you're the uke, resist just a little, but understand we're trying to work. Try to get under here, and I want you to really get a good position on your head, rock back, and get that elevation. That's all we're going to do at first, okay? I don't need to do that a bunch of times. Like, does that make sense? Do you have any questions before we just drill that a little bit?
Zach, I have so many fucking questions.
Who the fuck is that?
Shit.
I'm Commander Dale Brown.
Is he tall enough to ask questions?
Hey.
Get on my shoulders.
All right. What's up?
I know this is no but to what extent does the same hand fighting strategy apply to me? Is there any
All of it.
complications?
It's going to be the same thing. The only thing that's going to change is you have grips that you have to fight a little bit. But if your main goal is the underhook, the grips not that important. If you're already at the point that they're starting to grab your sleeves, it's a little too late. You gotta fight that off. But it's the same concept. If they're in the gi, I'm coming out and I'm trying to get into that same position. Does that make sense? Cool. All right. Ready? So just one thing I saw, I mentioned it to a couple people, but just so everybody can get some clarification before we move on. When I'm coming under here, my ideal position is I want to keep my head forward and looking at him. Okay? What this is going to allow me to do is keep this natural arch so that I don't need like any momentum to pull him back. Right? I just keep my head here. I'm coming like this, right? At the same time, if I turn my head, it doesn't always happen, but what it allows to happen is that if I come back and he's a little too heavy, my shoulders can flap because it's pushing my face down, right? So I'm creating a natural frame with my forehead, keeping everything in line, looking forward for a strong position. Okay. I just want to be here, and I can come here. Right? Doesn't take any strength at all. But if I turn, right, and he gets heavy, it makes it a lot more difficult, and I have to use strength to raise this up. Okay? Does that make sense? Another person asked, in this butterfly position, where am I keeping my feet? As close to his hips as possible. Get in there.
His feet are touching my balls. If you want to know how close.
If I rock him and like come down here, like he can just, he's just going to start switching. I want to maintain as much connectivity to his hips as possible. Okay? Any questions before we move on? All right. So the next thing that got brought up is really right into what we're doing. Naturally being here, this person's going to start maybe touching my head, trying to push me down and stuff. But when they do that, right, when they do that, what it's going to do is open up positions for me to start attacking your arm. Okay? The first one I'm doing is an overhook. I'm going to come here, and what I'm trying to do with these butterfly sweeps is I want to create movement for my opponent. Right? I do that by attacking, right? So here I'm going to attack this arm with like a mirror lock, right? And by doing this, his momentum is going to go this way, right? Because if he doesn't, I'm going to submit him here. Once I'm here, which direction do you think I'm going to go? This way, correct, right? So I keep him connected to me, face here, and we're just going this way. Okay, again. I'm here, he starts to attack the head, I'm coming over the top. Now once I'm here, I'm just punching through. I want to catch this elbow, okay? I'm going to bring it all the way up, right? Keeping my hands clasped, I got a nice cable grip, and I'm going to rock with his momentum, and just, all I'm doing is just kicking my right leg up. Okay? I can keep this, but that's not what we're here to talk about, just the sweep. All right? One more time. Let's do it this way so these people can see. Here, I'm coming over the top. From here, I'm just punching into my chest to catch this elbow. Boom. I'm going to clasp my hands. If I can, I'm trying to torque this as much as I can. In hooks, maybe he doesn't move and I can submit him. Kick the right leg up. Make sense? Everybody may see it again?
So, you pull your head away from his chest just to make room for the mirror lock?
Correct. Yeah, correct. So if I just stay here, it's not going to be enough torque. So I kind of push him away to create that space to make this elbow rise. Good question. Anybody else?
So when you're going for that rear lock, that means that you're kind of giving up the underhook on the far side.
Yes.
Are there implications for that where you can start pulling on that side, or is the rear lock like basically strong enough that you have to?
There is. There's always going to be. This is give and take.
Sure.
You know what I mean? There's always going to be something. But this is why when I'm coming here, I'm still holding until I get this at least where my chest is, right? So that if he starts to try to attack or something, I have something connected. Does that make sense?
One thing you're not seeing is when he does that, he moves me to the other side, so the underhook from that side kind of like.
It's one of the knee positions, obviously feet and hips. How does it matter how straight these are?
Not really, because I'm not like bringing him up. Really, all I'm doing is just falling to my side and just kicking upwards. His momentum is naturally going to bring him over. I know I look like All right, ready? This is what we're doing when the opponent is attacking with something that's bending their arms. Right? He's here and we're touching here. I want to catch that bend. Right? A couple people said that they were struggling because the person just was like straightening their arm, and it wasn't doing nothing. We'll look no further. I got the answer. Okay. So, next is if they're just keeping connectivity this way, right? And me trying to come here and them straightening their arm, it's going to be too difficult, right? So from here, I'm going to come with the underhook, right, that I already have, come over the top, and start to arm crush. Now, if the person doesn't do anything, right, let me just arm crush them, right? But again, this is action and reaction. Naturally, what's going to happen is he's going to lift his head up because he doesn't want this pressure downwards, okay? As the person goes to lift this up, I'm actually going to come this way, okay? Because his body weight is this way. He's going to be too heavy, right? So as he's rising, I'm coming here. I'm going to bring this in over the top. Make sense? Everyone expects that when I come here, that I'm going to come this way. So they get really heavy. Right? Sometimes they'll just literally just drop this leg and I'm kind of screwed. Okay? So what I'm doing is anticipating that reaction. I'm going to come here as he goes to rise. I'm going to dive here, scoop this. I'm just tapping it. Right? That makes sense? One more time. I'm here. He's got this kind of over the top on me. Coming up isn't going to do anything, so I keep this underhook and I start to check shoulder. Okay? I'm going to extend. He's going to rise up, and in that reaction, I'm going this way. Okay? A lot of good questions. But I'm Commander Dale Brown, all right? And I've gotten the most important question. And that is, Commander, what happens if they pull out a gun? Well, look no further, Daddy, all right? So I'm in here. My opponent starts reaching for his waistband. I'm looking at him and I say, what the hell is this guy doing? Oh, shit. Now,
That's not happening to
Now, at Detroit Urban Survival Training, we teach stay calm. Okay. From here, I'm going to grab the hands, right, and go upwards. Now, I need to get to my knees because we're both going up. All right. We're up, right? We're going to create centrifugal force. I want 2 spins. 1. That's 1. 2. I use that momentum to get the gun out. All right? Now, in that reaction, he's going to push me. And from here, I'm going to mule kick to the groin. This is a test. I'm only showing this one more time. You guys are drilling. Okay? I'm here. He starts to reach for his waistband. I'm thinking he's getting sexual. I go, oh shit. Remember, most important step, stay calm. Hands here, get to my knees. We're both going up. How many spins? 2. That's 2. Use the momentum, guns out. He's gonna push me. Mule kick. To the groin. You ready? So, question got brought up
How you doing, meal
a
cook?
few times. A lot of people are saying, what happens if they post this out, right? And it makes it kind of difficult to grab this and come backwards. Well, the problem is don't go backwards. Okay, remember, the first one we're doing is action and reaction. I'm coming here, it brings his momentum this way. From here, I'm crunching this, he rises up, his momentum is going that way. So it would be counterproductive for me to try to come this way. So the post here isn't important because most likely he's not going to post like this because he's moving upwards. So I'm essentially just catching and diving my head in that direction. Does that make sense? Does that answer that question? Okay. Now, in some scenarios, people get a little frustrated, they come back, right? And we still kind of have this hand fighting scenario, and they'll lift a leg up, right? If he's lifting the leg that is like whatever direction I want to go, so if I want to come this way, what I'm going to do is hook and tap, right? Not about butterfly. No, I'm butterfly. Sprung butterfly. Okay. Because if I start to come, if he lifts this up and I start to come this way, well, all he's going to do is just get heavy over my head because he thinks I'm going to die, right? So I got to wrestle a little bit. Hooking and tapping. The reason I'm doing that, I don't want him to fucking triangle me. Okay. I'm coming here. We're going to do 2 of these. That's the first one. If he lifts the other leg up, right? I'm here, right? Wait, let me catch my train of thought. Oh, If he lifts the other leg up, right? No, you're right. And he's over me like he is, I'm going to scoop this and push his hip. Okay. So I'm here, he's over the top of me. I'm framing with my hand and ankle picking. Just come up. Use his momentum to just come up. So the first one is I'm here, right? I can't grab this way, it's too close. I'm just pressing his hips down. Okay? I gotta tap his leg, right? If he's here and he has the other leg and I'm in the same position with this leg, right? But I'm here, I'm going to frame, grab, and come up. You see that? We're gonna drill those two. Let's be quick, because the last one is my absolute favorite one. Anybody need to see it again? I'll come around. All right.
One quick question.
Yes, sir.
For the first one, are you falling into the over-underpass? Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Butterfly. Let's say I got a really good butterfly and the person gets frustrated and they stand up. Or they just come out standing up. Right? From here, okay, I'm going to come in and get shin to shin. Okay? Just so everybody can see. We're touching ankle bones. It's very sexual. Okay? And I'm here. I'm not coming this way. You get your back taken. I'm inwards. Right? If you have a gi, you can grab your gi, whatever. Okay? You can even grab your foot if it's more comfortable for you. So I'm just going to grab here. Okay? I'm going to fall back. I don't care about his hands. He's naturally going to post out and start to walk on his hands. That's completely fine. I don't care about that. I'm going to fall back. And when I do, I have this, his knee in my chest, and I'm going to kick this leg up. Okay? That's going to bring his hips higher. When he does that, I'm just going to reach out and grab that other leg. So I'm here, I fall back. He's here, I grab this leg, and I just fall. Yeah, a lot of you are getting those memories. Remember what I did. Okay? So I'm inside, grabbing here. Remember, on the outside, facing the inside. I'm going to fall back, kick up, scoop this outside leg. One more time. Let's turn a little bit. Here. Falling back. He marks on his hand. And I can hang out right here. This is fine as long as I don't let this touch the ground. From here, I'm going to grab, collapse my hands together. Make sense? Yes. Anybody need to see it again? All right, 1, 2, 3. Last one, guys.